What the fuck is up? And welcome back to the Backed by Bone podcast. I am your host, as always, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. It is Saturday, June 18th, 2022. How the fuck are ya? Did you go out, get your dick wet? I hope so. All right, we're back with another episode. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing one episode on the weekend and then one midweek, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I don't fucking know yet, whenever I figure it out. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to put it out as much as possible, trying to uh, record my thoughts, put them out. Fuck it. Might as well. And I don't know. It gives me more like things to talk about. Strangely enough, if I do 2 episodes a week, technically, because it's like things that'll happen during the week and then things that'll happen like during the weekend or whatever the fuck. Just so it gives me like a baseline of like things to react to, things to talk about, things to bring up instead of just doing one a week and just having it like be long and forget things that I want to talk about or whatever. So I'd rather put out 30 minutes of like decent um content than an hour of worse content. You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. All right. So let's get into it. Pull up my notes here. All right. So um as I said, it is June 18th, so we've got UFC going on right now. Since it's on at a regular fucking time, I'm actually watching it as we speak. So this is a fight night, and this is something I talked about last week. It's got Calvin Kattar and Josh Emmett as the main card. It actually has, again, a normal fucking time. And guess where it's at? Texas. Why can't we fucking do this all the time? Dude, like, why? Dude, I would get it if it's like, I mean, I'll give him a break because UFC 275. It was in fucking Singapore. I get it. Time zone's a bitch. But this one, literally in Austin, Texas. Why can't this happen literally all the time in terms of time? The main card starts at fucking 5 o'clock. It's 4:54 right now, so it starts at 5 o'clock my time. I'm watching the last fight on the prelim card. Not very exciting, actually. It's a female fight. Not that female fights aren't exciting. It's just that I've been watching this for a little while, and this one is not gonna blow your hair back. It is not gonna fucking get your dick hard. So, let me pull up the names. Jasmine, I cannot say her last name, and Natalia Silva. So far on the card, two knockouts or TKOs. I didn't see them yet because I just tuned in. I got back and then I'd showered and eaten, so now I'm watching it now. So typical fight night fashion is that there's not a whole lot of submissions because these guys are out here going trying to impress, trying to get on big pay-per-views. So it makes sense. So yeah, so far two knockouts or TKOs. I'll probably have to go back and watch the highlights and see if there's anything really cool. Oh, never mind. What am I looking at? One, two, three, four, five knockouts or TKOs. So I did see. So the first fight was Roman Dolidze against Kyle Dukakis. I actually did see that highlight, and Roman just smashes him right in the fucking temple with a knee, and the guy goes down. It was pretty crazy. Um, I guess that was in the first round too. Phil Hawes gets a KO or TKO in the second round. Good for him. He's been doing it for a while. So um, Cody Stamann gets a knockout or TKO against Eddie Wineland. Kind of tough because if anybody's a UFC fan, Eddie Wineland is the guy that Sean O'Malley flatlined. It's pretty iconic at this point. So Sean O'Malley's knocked out a few guys, but Eddie Wineland is the guy with the huge mustache, and he got knocked out cold. So you could probably just type in Sean O'Malley knockouts or something like that, and he's probably going to be in that compilation, and it's probably going to be like one of the first clips. So yeah, I will probably talk about the rest of this card as it goes on during this, and then I'll probably go over a brief summary of it on the next podcast episode. But this is saying right here that the Donald Cerrone fight is canceled. I don't know if that's actually true. If it is, I'm gonna be pretty bummed. But other than that, this main card is actually kind of stacked. So we will keep an eye on that. So if I randomly bring up something in the middle of this one, talk about something else, you'll know why, because I am currently watching this card. So um, I'll get into that later. Next, what else we got on the list? I think I'm talking about NBA. So yeah, unfortunately, Golden State Warriors won their fourth championship on the back of Steph Curry. Fucking bullshit, dude. I did not want Golden State to win. Obviously, I'm a Celtics fan. We mentioned it before. Um, but it's like, bro, come on. Give me a break. Like, I don't dislike Steph Curry, but it's like, dude, fuck off, bro. I just didn't want him to win because I'm like, fuck. And that last game I didn't watch, which was Thursday. Warriors beat the Celtics 103-90. Pretty fucking tough. I watched the highlights and it just looked like the Warriors were just on a different level, completely fucking outclassing them. Curry only dropped 34 points, but it's all they needed. Um, Tatum 13 points. Jaylen Brown had 34. Like, apparently Tatum was just not playing well at all. So, I mean, he'd been playing good all season. He'd been playing good all playoffs. So, unfortunately, you can't keep the train rolling like that. And you end up losing, and Golden State's just a team that's going to run you over. So I get it. I'm hoping the Celtics come back next year and they are just as good. But it's really hard to go to the finals back to back. Kind of understated how hard it is. Like, especially like you take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl 2 times in a row. That's really fucking hard. Any organization going to the championship multiple years in a row is very fucking hard, especially in these major sports leagues like the NBA, the NHL, um, the NFL, and all this shit. Um, like it's just not easy. You know what I mean? The competition is so stiff, and it's like everything has to align for you to even get to the finals once, and then for you to do it again the next year. Like, I don't know. I mean, with um, the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think they've been in the Stanley Cup Final for the past 3 years in a row. That's you know pretty fucking insane. Might be record breaking. I'll have to look that up later, but um, I'll be talking about the NFL or the NHL in a little bit. Also, be on the lookout. I know it's not very soon, but NFL starting up at some point within the next few months. I will be talking about that as well. Um, so keep your ears out open and your dicks wet. All right. Um, Back to this tragedy of the Golden State Warriors winning. I get it. Like, if Golden State was ended up playing like, someone who wasn't the Celtics, or if they ended up playing like Milwaukee or the Heat, I probably would have wanted them to win just so, because Steph Curry's fucking, top 10, one of the greatest players in the world ever. But of course, you had to go against the Celtics, and of course they had to fucking beat him. So it just kind of sucks. I mean, I really wanted the Celtics to win. Would have been really great for Tatum, Horford, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Robert Williams III. All those guys who really would have meant a lot to them, and I think it would have kind of cemented them as up and coming all stars. Them losing doesn't really like hurt them, obviously besides losing, but it's kind of tough. Again, it's going to be really hard to make it back to the finals again, especially with um, a lot of these teams in the East really throwing a lot of money and trying to make these crazy fucking teams. It's like, how many times do you think you're going to 4-0 the Brooklyn Nets? Probably not again. They might win the series again. Probably not going to be a 4-0. Like, how many times are you going to beat Giannis and the Bucks in a best of series? I don't fucking know. It is not easy. Giannis is a fucking unstoppable force, and if he gets like one or two more pieces around him, they are very hard to beat in a best of series. So everything kind of was aligning this year, and I really thought it was the Celtics' best bet, and I thought they were really going to take it all the way. But just making it to the finals is fucking sick. So good for them. I will be keeping my eye out for next year, seeing if they get any more upgrades to the team, seeing what happens, seeing if Al Horford stays or not. Which I don't know if he will. He is pretty fucking old. How old is he actually? Let me take a look really quickly. He is 36. Uh, ooh, so I don't know how many more seasons he has left. So he was drafted in 2007. That's fucking wild. His longevity in the scene is obviously fucking, next to none, but um, how long is he really going to be able to play this game? I don't fucking know. Everyone, not everybody is Tom Brady who could play into their 40s, so especially with a game like basketball, you're up and down the court, you're up and down, in the air, on the ground, and is it doesn't look like it, but it is pretty tough on your body, especially with these taller guys. Like their joints and ligaments get really fucked up after a while. So, um, yeah, I hope he stays because he's great for the team. I would not be surprised if he left and either retired or went to another team. Uh, so, you know, we'll be keeping an eye out for the upcoming NBA season. I guess congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. Still fuck them, but it is what it is. All right, on to more lighthearted news. We're talking NHL and we're talking the Stanley Cup Final. Colorado Avalanche won the first game against the Lightning at home, and that was Wednesday, and it ended up going into OT. Avalanche won 4-2-3. That is pretty fucking cool. Um, do I expect that to happen again? No. So next game, Game 2 is actually tonight at 6 o'clock within an hour. I might watch a little bit of it. I don't know. There's a lot of things to watch. So my attention span is going to have to be all over the place. I might tune into that game while I've got other things going on the screen. I got UFC up, but I've also got some LCS stuff going up, but that's going to end soon. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, so Avalanche win game 1 against the Lightning. Overtime thriller. So that's a good sign. Obviously, pretty fucking cool. Um, some guys got some goals that I'm not really familiar with. I honestly not super familiar with the Avalanche team in general. I only know like Cale Makar and fucking Darcy Kemper, really. Uh, which is kind of bad, but I'm more of a Bruins fan anyway, so I guess that makes more sense. But good to see. I think that first win is obviously a momentum setter. So if the Avs can kind of keep their momentum here, um, then they could definitely hang in and even potentially win this series. If they win tonight, that is looking really good for them. But I do not think that they win tonight. I think Tampa Bay is going to be coming out with a vengeance, and they got red eyes and hard dicks. They're going to be looking to fuck. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. I will be talking about this series. Excuse me. I will be talking about this series, not in depth, but whenever I, get a chance to watch the highlights, whenever I get a chance to keep an eye on the series, stuff like that. So, um, uh, you know, uh, we'll be uh, we'll be watching. Also, I'm looking over here at UFC, and it is looking like that Donald Cerrone Joe Lozon fight is canceled. Looks like Joe Lozon got a knee injury, so unfortunately, Donald Cerrone is out. It doesn't look like they have a backup either, so pretty unfortunate. Wanted to see Donald fight. Now it's just going to be more, time for him on the bench, which isn't good, especially since he's older. You kind of want him to. I think it's been like 1, maybe 2 years since he's fought, so that is usually not very good. You kind of want them pretty active, 2 to 3 fights, maybe even a year. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll get Donald back in the ring soon, back in the octagon. So we will keep an eye out on that as well. All right, what are we looking at next? All right, so one thing I wanted to mention last podcast, which I totally forgot about because I didn't put it down on my list, is the LPL. So the LPL is the professional scene for League of Legends in China. Normally, I do not really get to watch the games that go on because they are all aired like at 3, 4 in the morning, my time. But since I've been waking up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym because I'm fucking better than you and I'm a fucking grinder, I've actually been able to watch these LPL games and they're actually a lot of fun. So, um, I'll be talking about that more in the future as the LPL season goes on. I'm getting pretty excited. LPL is one of my favorite scenes to follow, just because the North American scene for League of Legends, they suck dick. And I don't really care too much for the Korean scene, even though they're good. They're just kind of like slow. The LPL is like a whole lot more fast paced, a whole lot more fun. They way more wacky shit, and the league is bigger, so you just get more games, which is pretty cool. So, um, let's see here. Excuse me. So the league, it started back in June 10th of this month, and I've basically been watching since I think it was Tuesday of this past week, maybe Monday. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. Um, and they got games running like all the time. So um, let's see here. Just today, I was watching earlier this morning. I was watching. I didn't have a whole lot of like time to watch because um, I woke up kind of late, so normally the games like start like pretty fucking early. I don't even know what time exactly, but I got up today because the weekend. I got up around 5 or so, just because I wanted to wake up and get things going. I also wanted to make sure my roommate and his brother got on the flight that they had to get. They had missed the other one the day before, so it's whatever. But yeah, so I ended up watching the Weibo WE series, or at least most of it anyway, which is pretty good. I missed the Top Esports Invictus series, which I kind of wanted to watch, but it was a 2-0 for Top, so I could probably just watch the highlights real quick. And then I also did not get to watch the V5 LGD series, which I kind of wanted to watch. Another 2-0 though, so um, it is what it is. I kind of do like V5, just their setup and um their team comp, or not team comp, but like their team roster, I should say. I'm a fucking idiot. They got Rich and they have Photic PP God, which is the greatest fucking name in any sport ever. It's just PPGOD. Like, holy shit, this guy is an animal. I'm pretty sure P and P are his initials, and then obviously just God. Um, but it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, so they have Rich, Doemby, and PP God. Doemby did not play, which kind of sucks. I think he's dealing with something. Or no, sorry. B5 has Rich, PP God, and I think it's Rookie. Rookie was not playing because his dad actually passed away, which makes sense. So, but they should be a force to be reckoned with. Um, it's just they need to like pull it together in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Um, I'd like to see that team at Worlds though. I think they'd be fucking crazy. Yeah, so I ended up watching the Weibo Gaming and the Team WE um, matches. I think I got there and the second or third game. Weibo won 2-1. Obviously, Weibo has the Shy, one of the most popular players in the league. Um, he just hasn't been super solid as of lately, but it's always fun to watch. He kind of pulls out like some crazy fucking picks. He played Jace 3 times this series, so if you are a fan of the Shy on Jace, then you're gonna be creaming your fucking jeans watching this series back because that's all he fucking played. Uh, Kind of boring, but that's like one of his signature picks. So, you know, but yeah, no, I just want to mention that because I actually do enjoy watching those games. Now that I wake up early enough, I get to watch them live, which is fun. So I don't have to watch the highlights back. I just kind of turn it on while I'm going to the gym, and uh, I get my fill, and it's a whole lot of fun. Tomorrow we've got Billy Gaming and Rogue Warriors. Probably not gonna fucking watch that. And that starts at 2:45 a.m. Just so you know how early this shit starts. So I'm definitely not gonna watch that. And then we have LNG at 5 a.m. and I don't know who they're playing. It says Sino Dragon. I don't even know if that's a real fucking team. Oh, it's Thunder Talk Gaming. Never mind, they bought their fucking spot, whatever. So that should actually be a decent series. LNG has um Doinby on it, so that's always fun to watch. So I'll probably tune into that while I'm headed to the gym in the morning. Should be a good series. I'll probably catch it by game 2, maybe game 3, depending on how many games there are going to be. So it should be exciting. A whole lot of fun. I highly recommend watching Pro League. I do not recommend playing the game. The game is fucking super obnoxious, and everybody who plays it is a fucking asshole. So highly recommend watching at the pro level, and maybe watching some streamers who you like play it. Don't recommend playing at all. That is like my biggest non-recommendation ever. And you guys know how I like putting out recommendations. So watch League, don't fucking play it. Next on to this whole section is going to be about League is the LCK, which is the Korean um, scene, the professional Korean scene for League of Legends. I don't like it as much as LPL, obviously, but I still am tuning into it. It is highly entertaining. But the games are a little bit slower, so I'll kind of be like in and out. The games obviously start like around the same times as the LPL games. So it's like if there's an LPL game that's going on that I don't really fucking care about, I'll go check over to the LCK and see if they have a game that's going on that I actually care about. Today we had DRX and Fred at Brion. DRX just shit all over him 2-0, so that series was kind of whatever. And then there was Gen G, Hanwha Life, they shit on 2-0. I only got to catch a little bit of that DRX series. The Gen G game was the earlier game. And then tomorrow we've got T1 versus KT at 2 a.m. So I'll probably just watch the highlights of that. I won't be able to be awake for it. And then we've got Damwon Kia, and it looks like they're playing Live Sandbox, so that should be a good series. I'll probably catch a couple of that because Damwon is a pretty fucking good team, and they're interesting to watch. And I think they still have Canyon, and he's probably one of my favorite junglers. So that's exciting. I'll probably be keeping an eye on that. I'll be talking about that in the future. There's not as many games as there are of LPL because the league is smaller, but it's still high quality competition, so it's always good to keep an eye on it. All right, next we're going to be heading to the LEC. That is the European scene for professional League of Legends. I've been watching this pretty closely for the past couple of years, and the times that the games are played are actually more reasonable for me to actually fucking watch them. And I end up actually watching them mostly when I'm at work. I just leave them on in the background, and I work from home, and I just leave it on the screen. But the games will start at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and run pretty um, until like 1 or 2 or something like that. So it's always nice to watch, have it on the background, and I'm a little bit more invested in the LEC than I am most of the other leagues because I actually get to watch full games. So that's fun. Season just started yesterday as of Friday, and it goes until about August 31st. So really exciting. I mean, Fnatic looks really good. G2 coming back from MSI, they're looking pretty good. And then Mad Lions with the addition of Niski, they're looking pretty fucking good. So I'm excited. It looks like there's like a pretty clear top four in the league, and then everyone else is kind of like vying for playoffs. So it looks like, in no specific order, Fnatic, G2, Mad Lions, and then probably Vitality. Um, Vitality still needs to get their shit together, but they have Perks, who's one of my favorite players. So I kind of always like have a little spot in my heart for whatever team he's on. So I'm assuming they're going to be top four. Um, Oh, I forgot to mention Rogue as well. So I guess there's 5 teams who are actually. I don't know, man. This year is pretty interesting because a lot of these teams looking really good. There's only 3 teams from Europe that can go to Worlds this year, and that's like around like December or whatever. So I don't really know. It's going to be pretty interesting. So keep an eye out on that if you like Pro League. So it is G2, Fnatic, Rogue, Vitality, and Mad Lions. So it looks like it's a top 5. I would say the three that are probably going to Worlds, if I had to guess right now, are going to be Fnatic, Rogue, G2. Unless Mad Lions and Vitality can knock one of those guys out, but those guys just look like they are a tier above everyone else. They just look kind of like a better team, and they got better players, in my opinion. So that's my early bet for 3 teams going to Worlds for Europe. And this is their super week, so normally they just have games on Friday, Saturday, but they're playing. Each team's playing 3 games this weekend, so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow the games start at 9 a.m., so I am going to be catching that. Probably be, excuse me, I'll be watching them at the gym, or I might even just be already home from after the gym. I'm gonna try and get the gym in early tomorrow morning. Maybe even film the video at the gym as well. Who knows? We'll see what's going on. See what the deal is. But yeah, LEC a whole lot of fun. Little bit of trash talk. You know what I mean? A little bit of little spiciness and high quality play. So if I had to rank the regions, it would probably be LPL, LCK, LEC in terms of like skill and ability. Um, but who knows? We'll see. Worlds this year, I think is going to be pretty interesting. So I will be talking about that as well. So keep an eye out on that. All right, and next on to the last, because I'm sure you guys are fucking tired of all this League of Legends talk, but on to the last League of Legends scene is going to be the North American scene, the LCS. Um, I've been watching the LCS since 2014, 2015, something like that. When I found out that um, professional League of Legends was actually a thing, and obviously, like from there, I kind of stepped out and then started watching other regions. But the LCS, being a North American myself, kind of obviously made sense for me to be or for me to watch them first. Yeah, so that's actually going on right now. The games looks like Evil Geniuses just won, I think. They just beat 100 Thieves. So there's one more game or two more games left. So TSM CLG and Immortals FlyQuest. Um, I am going to go out on a limb and say that the three best teams from the North American scene that are going to Worlds is probably going to be Team Liquid, Cloud9. They just need to kind of get their shit together, and then damn, I don't know. Maybe I think it's a tie between 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses. I don't fucking know which team is gonna make it in. I don't know. It's all pretty close. Like all these teams are like good, but in the grand scheme of the international scene, they suck. North Americans have always been kind of like that fourth tier. So it's like the Koreans and the Chinese like fighting it out for first. The Europeans coming in at a close third, and then the North Americans are kind of rounding it out in fourth. They haven't really had a whole lot of success internationally, but there's a whole different culture around professional video gaming in other countries, and the Asian countries take that shit super fucking seriously. And they make a lot of money, and there's a lot of money in that. So, literally millions, if not billions, of dollars in these Chinese and Korean companies and industries. So, it kind of makes sense that they're taking it seriously. But the LCS is just something I've been watching for a long time, so that's kind of why I am still pretty invested in it. And it's got some players that I like, so I'll be updating on that. I'll be keep watching that, and I'll fucking won't get my hopes up for Worlds because I know that the North Americans are just gonna get shit stomped. So what are you gonna do? But that is going to be it for the league talk. I kind of did a long amount of time on that, and not a lot of people really care about that. But oops, sorry, I'm watching Adrian Yanez fuck this guy up. Wow, hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. I just watched Adrian Yanez absolutely murk this fucking dude, Tony Kelly. He beat him so hard, you would have thought it was a fucking high schooler after prom beating his dick. That's how hard he beat him. Absolutely mercilessly. This is, just a stand-up beating. So if you guys get a chance to go back and watch those highlights after listening to this, definitely take a look at that fight. That was pretty fucking good. Those bantamweights really know how to fucking smack each other around. Um, but yeah, uh, I just got so distracted from watching that. I looked over at the screen and he was just absolutely murking him. He just kind of like big broed him, like when your big brother's beating the piss out of you. I don't really have experience with that because I have a twin, but you know what I mean. Like the stereotypical big brother just absolutely clapping your fucking cheeks. But it was a good fight. Good for him, Adrian Yanez, tough motherfucker. All right, what are we on to now? Okay, so we are on to the Dungeons and Dragons update. I end up playing another session. Um, this past week. Had a whole lot of fun. Again, I am rocking the um, Goliath fighter, and I had totally forgotten that I had a bunch of stuff because we hadn't ended up playing that campaign in a while. So I had totally forgotten like what we were doing and like what equipment I had. So I actually have a magical weapon that does lightning damage, which is pretty fucking sick. I have two weapon fighting, so I can strike with that magical weapon and then strike with another one. So I'm just absolutely pumping out damage. I'm doing, probably about 100 minimum every fight, which is a lot, almost one-shotting people. So, a whole lot of fun to play that. We did about an hour and a half to 2 hour session, had a whole lot of fun. Um, Kind of just going slowly through this campaign, which isn't really like bothering me. It's just kind of bothering me that I like to do it more often, but I get it. You know what I mean? Everyone's got different schedules and shit like that. So it is not the most easiest thing to coordinate. I mean, I have ample amounts of free time after work, but not everybody has that. Yeah, so that was a whole lot of fun. Again, highly recommend getting into Dungeons and Dragons. Just a lot of fun. Get to dick around with your friends and do some cool shit. Um, I would like to play that Dragonborn Warlock a little bit more, but that just comes down to scheduling as well. But yeah, so in this last session, we ended up going into a camp, or not a camp, but we ended up going and fighting. We ended up like finding a centaur dude who asks us for help, and then we ended up taking out a bunch of orcs. So we ended up fighting, I think it was 6 orc warriors and one like half orc warlock or caster or something like that. The half orc could turn into a boar and shot lightning out of its mouth. It had a bunch of health, so we just had to whittle down all of the orc warriors. And I actually fucking like one shot a couple of them because I'm an absolute stud. So we had to do that, and then um, we didn't have a whole lot of time, so we just ended up getting through that encounter, and then we're going to be going into the camp. So we're basically, what our mission is right now is to clear out all of these orcs in this settlement. It's like a circle. It's called like the Circle of Thunder or whatever, which is basically um, where all these centaurs are supposed to live. And it sounds a whole lot like a place in World of Warcraft. I don't know if there's any WoW nerds out there who played World of Warcraft, but if you were on the Horde, there was like all the centaurs, and then there were all the Tauren guys, and that whole area out there was all like plains stuff and like rolling fields and shit. But I digress. It was fun. We just kind of keep getting more and more into the campaign, slowly but surely, and keep getting more items, weapons, more skills. I think I'm still level 3, maybe level 4. I don't know yet. So I'm just kind of pumping out damage at this point. So it's a whole lot of fun. I'm kind of brushing it off too, pretty tanky. So that's basically the D&D update. Again, get into a campaign, get your friends together, and get your dick wet. Um, what else do we have here? All right, so today, I got a haircut. It's been 3 weeks since I got a haircut. I usually try to do 2 weeks at a time, just to keep myself like fresh and everything. So I've been trying out a new haircut. So I do a like a skin fade on the sides and the back, and then on the top, I'm kind of just growing it out a little bit. I'm trying to do like a messy like look on the top with a little bit of longer hair just to fucking, mix it up a little bit because I used to do the comb over like coif for a long time and it looked really good, but I kind of want to try out new hairstyles, get new things going. Um, just kind of do new styles, you know what I mean? It's because you get the same hairstyle for so long that it just gets so boring and like I want to do new shit. So I did that. I got my haircut and I got my beard trimmed up, and I fucking love it. I try to get haircuts again every 2 weeks. I also just love like being clean cut, like looking good, um, and just kind of maintaining myself to a degree where I look put together. You know what I mean? So it's like if I just don't like looking bummy, I don't like looking like shit. So um, I like my hair cut a certain way. So I always try to have a good relationship with my barber. I've been going to her now for quite a while. She's the shit. Um, if you watch my YouTube, which I don't know why anybody would, just kidding. go watch my YouTube. I actually did a video on me getting my haircut by her, and I linked all of my shit or all of her shit, all of her socials in the description and stuff like that. But her name is Whitney, and she works out of Sage and Serpent here in Denver. So shout out to her. She's the shit. And she cuts really good fucking hair, and she loves what she does. So I fucking respect that. But we basically got into a talk today about like how because I'm like I've been doing a lot of thinking about like what I really want to do with my life, and I like kind of talked to her about it. It's like almost like a um therapy session because I just kind of say a lot of stuff to her, but like nothing like, I'm not trying to like dump out any negativity on her or anything like that. But I kind of just like talk out my like thoughts on what I want to do with my life with her. Basically, just saying like how um, I don't dislike my job right now, but I just definitely don't like feel like I want to be doing this for a whole lot of time. You know what I mean? I kind of want a career that's like meaningful and like I want to build a future and like do stuff that I actually want to do instead of just like being a desk jockey. Like I talked about this a little bit last episode, but I just really want to do something with my life that's more than just fucking working a 9 to 5 until I die. That shit to me is just so fucking just so lame. I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And obviously, it sounds lofty to be like, "Oh yeah, everyone fucking says that," but it's like, well, I just what does everybody do? No one's doing shit about it. So I want to fucking do shit about it. I want to do something with my life. I want to build a career like that I actually love and something meaningful. And I was talking to her about like how I want to like move to Miami and be with all my boys and like start a company with them and like kind of like help them with their stuff and like kind of like end up doing my own thing, maybe get into some personal training, get into some fucking um nutrition or something like that. Something I'd love to do instead of just kind of sitting at a desk 8 hours a day, you know, jerking off. It's just I don't know. It's just like I I get it. Like I need to pay rent. I need to make money. But I'm basically just working just to pay rent. Like it's not fucking doing anything for my life, and I don't really want to do that. So I want to build a meaningful life, have a meaningful job, and fucking you know find passion again in life. And working a 9 to 5 is really not gonna fucking I shouldn't say working a 9 to 5, but working, this 9 to 5 and this desk job type lifestyle isn't really going to be conducive to that. So, um, I'm not saying I'm quitting, but I'm just basically saying, like, I'm trying to take the steps into making a better life for myself. So, and I suggest everybody do the same. That I'm not like a inspirational dude or whatever the fuck, but I'm not Gary V, so I'm not gonna sit out here and tell you what to fucking do. But it's just, man, want better for yourself. Do better for yourself. You owe it to yourself. And if you don't, then you've got no one to fucking blame but yourself. So, if you're not putting boots to ground and getting your dick wet, then you're not fucking trying hard enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not an inspirational guy. Um, but I mean? I also think that risk taking is a very big fucking step in life to get what you want. You know what I mean? Most of these people, they did not fucking get to where they are without taking risk. Like, let's look at fucking PewDiePie, for example. There's no way he would be this massive star and millionaire if he didn't take risks and start fucking uploading on YouTube. And then, there are probably points in his YouTube career at the beginning where people were like, his friends or family were telling him, like, yeah, you should probably get a fucking real job. Or, maybe he was working a real job and they're like, hey, you should focus more on this instead of fucking, wasting your time on YouTube. But he took that risk and now he is the face of YouTube. Like he is the biggest fucking YouTuber, and it's paid off for him in stride. So he took the risk and he did what he wanted to do, did what he loved, and now he's fucking loving his life. And he just fucking moved to Japan. Another massive risk, but it's something he wanted to do, and he fucking did it. So again, risk taking is really something that, like, yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable for a while, and everybody loves comfort now, and I get it. I'm a guy who like comfort as well, and like I'm kind of like my comfortable routine and shit. But if I want something better for my life, I'm gonna have to take the risk. I'm gonna have to, take these leaps of faith, and I'm gonna have to be uncomfortable for a while. I'm gonna have to fucking work my ass off, and I'm gonna have to, do what needs to be done. But it's for the greater good. Like, me working this 9 to 5 desk job isn't. It's got no risk involved. You know what I mean? I just do my job, and I get paid. Which is a sweet gig, but um I can't again, it's just I can't see myself doing this for too long. We'll see what happens. So basically within this next year or so, I'm just gonna be trying to work as hard as possible, save up as much money as possible, and keep working towards the future I want. You know what I mean? Is working towards, you know, being just more than a fucking 9 to 5 desk jockey. I don't know what that entails yet. I don't really have a vision for it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I want to do and just keep trying as hard as possible. And we'll keep our eyes open for opportunity and dive right in. It's just if you really want something in life, you can't just wait for it to come to you. Obviously, I'm not Gary Vee again, but if you really want something in life, you gotta fucking go for it and you gotta make a chance. And you're gonna have to realize that you're gonna make bad decisions and you're gonna make mistakes, and then you just gotta fucking learn from it, rebound, and fucking react. You gotta fucking do what needs to be done. You gotta do the hard shit. You gotta do shit that is uncomfortable to get things in life. It's just how it is. Like no one lived a comfortable life the entire time and fucking, made a name for themselves. I'm not saying I'm trying to be fucking famous or fucking legendary or whatever. I just want to be in my eyes what I think of like someone who I want to be. I want to be I've got these ideals and like I've got this like lifestyle that I want to live that I've built up in my head, but none of that has to really do with being like famous or whatever. It has to do with being like financially like comfortable and like, doing what I love and fucking, doing what I think is meaningful, but it doesn't happen to be like, being famous or some random bullshit like that. Like I don't really care about that. But yeah, so just, work towards the future you want, work towards the person you want to be and take some risks. I took a big risk moving out here in to Denver like in 2017. And then I stayed out here, but it's kind of outworn Denver. It's been 5 years, and I think within the next year, I'm going to be looking to make moves and go on to the next journey in life. And we'll see what happens from there. But I think this is going to be wrapping up this episode. I'm going to try and watch the rest of this here UFC card, and then the rest of the LCS as well. I got both of them on at the same time because I'm fucking built like that. So yeah, so please, like, follow, subscribe, all that shit. Spotify, YouTube. Um, if you've got any topics you want me to bring up, fucking, reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. Um, I'm on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Spotify. I don't think you can message me on Spotify, but like, whatever. Um, reach out. I'll talk about basically anything. I tried to do, excuse me, tried to do a post on my Instagram story, trying to do a Q&A, trying to get questions. Um, and I only got like a few of them. I got from two people, one from one of my friends, and then another one from my brother. And he asked me like four questions. They're all fucking goofy questions. So it's like I get, I mean, I thought they were funny, obviously, but not something I'd be able to make a whole video out of. So we'll see what happens. I have to gain a little bit more clout before I ask for questions, apparently, because nobody gives a fuck. Not a whole lot of people follow me on social media. So if you're listening to this, you don't already follow me, shoot me a follow. Help your boy out. Help me build a life that I want to fucking live. Okay. Um. All right. So I think that is it. That is the Backed by Bone podcast hosted by me, Chris, aka Don Burgundy, on the internet. And I'll see you guys again next week. I don't know what time or what day yet. I'm trying to be more consistent, but I'll be throwing this out on YouTube as well. So like, follow, subscribe, constructive criticism, good topics, good questions. I'm all here for it. So have a good one. Oh, I almost forgot. Tomorrow is Father's Day. So give your dad a fucking call. Get your dick wet. Have a good weekend. Peace.